Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road. Just gonna finish off this Ghost Rider. Just in the process of using up some energy, and then we'll hop into the arenas. And call me sweet. I'll kick you in the nuts. Okay. Not that sweet. Good to know. How are you guys up? What are you guys up to? How goes the day? You know, the one thing with Ghost Rider, when he jumps off the motorcycle, it's a little bit hard to gauge the initial parry, which is a little bit annoying. I mean, I suppose the more you see it, the more you'll get used to it, but at least currently it takes me a bit to know what's incoming. Grinding out the arena, yeah. I've really been slacking on that, actually. This is not, well, I guess it's okay because I'm not trying to get anything. So how's the background music? Is it loud? Seems loud for me, which is odd. I don't have it up that loud. Oh shoot, I just used a energy thing. Alright, let's just use a little bit more energy just so I'm not going to be sitting on... Okay, just so I'm not going to be sitting on a full energy bar this whole time. Oh wait, are we not done AQ? Oh, okay, well that would make sense why I don't have good old Nicholas, St. Nicholas. Ooh, we might not... Oh no, okay, the guy's moving, so we should end up 100%ing. Let's get this done quickly. Jeez, I thought I looked at this earlier. Well, all I can say is, you know, when you get to my age, you forget things easily and quickly. That's funny, I should have checked that earlier because I was using the team and I wanted to use Nick, the duped version, the 5-star, but it wasn't available. I didn't even think to check AQ. Because usually we're done a fair bit, often, by the time I get up, we're done. Okay. Yeah, I've got that forgetfulness disease, you know, the one called... yeah. You also got the disease of you're afraid to get on voice chats, too. Nah, that's fine. I mean, for the most part, I'm usually... Oof. I don't know if that one revive is going to be worth it. Was that a call-out? Bruh! You calling me the man, Falcon out? No, I just think a little bit of that... Oh, so, I don't know why, but I've been watching Twitch a fair bit recently. Usually in the evenings, like later, after my nap, and like just looking for sound in the background still. And usually there's no... You know what? Since I've started YouTubing, I actually don't really care to listen to many MCOC YouTubers. Anyways, so I've been watching Twitch for oh my lord! That's what I get for saying the thing about MCOC YouTubers. Got what I deserved. So I've been watching Twitch a fair bit. Usually World of Warcraft is what they're playing. But there was a girl. She was just sitting there talking, from New Zealand though. But I like the accent. You know, it's weird. You'd think like, okay, I mean, obviously this kind of stuff has been around for a while, like Twitch and YouTube, and you know all the things that people do on there and whatever, right? And so for the most part, I've never actually watched any of it just for the hell of it. Like I've only watched stuff that I wanted information from, or like music videos or stuff like that. Never just sound in the background other than the MCOC stuff. So like some of the stuff, it's just like the ASMR. The Twitch girls, like I honestly, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't understand it. And, yeah. Ooh, what is... Oh, Lord. I mean, I was standing there, I'm holding block, and then for no reason I let go. Damn, son. Are you kidding me? Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, I thought we had that. I thought we had no accent until I went to Australia. We New Zealanders really do say fush and chups. So when I traveled when I was younger, I'd come across Brits, Australians, New Zealanders, and South Africans, and I couldn't distinguish the accent. I could kind of get the Brits like separated from the others, but so actually it was more so the South Africans and Australians that I couldn't really distinguish, and then sometimes I would get the South Africans confused with the UK. But for the most part, the Kiwi was kind of, yeah, I was usually okay with distinguishing that one. Would you say that a large part of the population there is mixed between like Europeans and like the Aboriginal or native population of New Zealand, or would you say it's mainly a European ancestry, like full European ancestry? So like for Canada, for example, there's a specific group or title used to refer to like a mix between the Europeans and the native population. Well, it was actually the French and the native population called the Métis. And overall, for majority of Canada, there's not that many that are mixed. In northern Canada, yeah. How goes it, Mr. Miner and Monsieur Spidey? So Spidey, who posted the image of the next champions coming out? How goes it, Aiden? Yes, me. Scroll up to the first image of it. It was just a little bit after your the discussion in regards to Prestige. And then a little bit, like about an hour and a half later, somebody posted the tweet about it. So for anybody on my Discord, I know Aiden's in there. I think Pa's in there. I don't think I've set it so that. No. I'm talking about. Spidey knows what I'm talking about. The first that Spidey saw of the new champions next month was on a specific Discord server, and I was the one that posted it there. Yeah, so anyway, so the people in my Discord server, the last little while, I don't think it's been set to broadcast to everyone. But if you scroll down, there's a couple channels where like all of that kind of stuff is now going to populate automatically. So any Truco stuff will populate automatically. Any stuff from Kabam for MCOC, and I think currently it's only 2 news. Oh, and there should be any news and announcements from the Kabam forums will be posted automatically. I'm trying to figure out how to do it so that, because on the Kabam forums there's a thread in regards to recruitment and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it so that that also posts to the Discord. Don't lie. Yeah, no, you would see it. You would see it on the Twitter side first, because it will get posted on Twitter, and then it takes a bit of time until like the bots catch it and replicate it over to the Discord servers. So if you are following those accounts on Twitter, you should see it there first. But if you're not following those accounts, then you'll end up, well, I mean, you wouldn't know, and then you would see it on the Discord servers. But I just realized, because I was streaming last night, and I've got it set for like when I'm streaming so that it automatically notifies when I'm live or post a video. But yeah, so I started streaming. There was no notification in Discord, and about 2 later, my notification went through, and I was like, that makes no sense. Whereas this morning it was as soon as I scheduled the stream, it posted it in there. Mari are part European now, so South Island is way more Euro than Mari. North Island has a lot of Mari, but we are seeing a large part of our populace as Asian immigrants. Yeah, well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, within a few generations, I don't think you're going to find anybody that's not mixed to some extent. Like where I used to live in Canada, pretty much everybody was mixed. I think I may have had 2 classmates who were like 100% Aboriginal, but other than that, everybody was part Inuit and part white for the most part. And I mean, even I'm mixed, right? So even being up there, different mix, but basically the same story, right? No forget what messed up yesterday either. None or really late. Yeah, I noticed that on a couple other Discords too, because people were live, and then like an hour or 2 hours after their stream, I saw the notification pop up on Discord. So I don't know, because that's not YouTube. That's a matter of the interaction between the Discord and whatever service, like the service being YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or whatever it is. So for whatever reason, it could be that the background service doing that stuff on Discord may have had an issue, and that could be why they were late. I think the last full-blooded Maori passed away in the 1980s or 1970s. Yeah, so that's something I find a little bit funny, is that there are people that don't like the idea of mixing, I guess it would be called mixing the races. Hey, Saban. Yeah, okay, I was trying to remember your name yesterday, because the other person that I was telling you about from Georgia, he was on the stream, and I'd sent him that link. Are Russians Asian? The ones in Eastern Russia, so like Siberia, would be Asian, but the ones like in Moscow or St. Petersburg would be European. Because like Russia, so Russia and Turkey, I think there's a couple other countries. Actually, Ankara is the only city that is in two continents, because Ankara's part Europe, part Asia. That being said, though, for the Russia thing, anyways, let me finish this one first. No, that's all good. But yeah, no. So there was somebody else who's been in chat previously who's from Georgia, and when I had said to him that there was somebody else here, he's like, "Oh, who was it?" So I don't know if maybe he's familiar with you or not, but yeah. So Eastern Russia, a lot of people look. Well, I mean that's pretty much where the Inuit came from, right? So being in Eastern Russia and Mongolia, I was seeing people there that looked. There's one in particular. I was walking down the street, and there was this girl walking toward me, and I could have sworn it was a girl from where I grew up. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So my immediate family, my older sister and I are New Zealand, Australia, all Euro descent. My little stepsister's part Maori. My little brother's part Maori, Euro, New Zealand. Ooh, he's... my little sister's kids are also part Chinese, Malay. Okay. What's going on, Drac? What is shacklackin'? I'm at work, so I will jump on off. All good. Okay. I can't beat Chapter 4, Act 2. Chapter 4, Act 2. Yeah, it would just depend who the champions are you got with you. Alright, I don't think the 6 stars are going to be available quite yet. Maybe. Ooh, hang on. I just need to record the info for the T1A Arena. Just before I forget. T1A, 21 matches, and the score is 1652, 499. Okay. It really annoys me. So, I mean, I've got lots of... like, I pretty much always record the arena info, but it really annoys me when I forget. So, whenever something's close to being over, and I remember, I try to make sure to write it down. New Haven Vision is open. 4.5, 5-star shards, 7. Up for grabs alongside the T5B. Oh, okay. So with that, 6-star shards, and then what I'm going to get from finishing uncollected, I think that will almost get me to 2 6-star crystals. Damn, that sounds good. I need to grab those shards. Yeah, racism don't go down well in this family. Call me a racist, I'll remove your teeth. As far as I'm concerned, we were all brown and bleed red, yeah. But to be fair, everybody is a racist, right? Like going by what the definition of racist is, everybody is a racist. Because we all will look at somebody and base, okay, you don't judge a book by its cover, whatever. You still do. But we're going to look at whoever, and we're going to make assumptions based on the way they look, right? Or on their skin color, or their features, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying it is what it is. But, I mean, when people say somebody's a racist, it's usually in a negative sense, right? Like because of their negative thoughts or actions. But I think it's going to be interesting as time goes on, right? Because I don't think we're going to become indistinguishable from one another. Like, I think he would still have specific traits. Ooh, I need to use... I think you'll still have specific traits from one area to another. But I don't think you're going to be able to look at somebody very easily and say, oh, you're African American, or oh, you're German, or something like that. Who's your fave Marvel? Like in my favorite Marvel character in the game, or in general? In the game, I don't know if I really have one. Actually, you know what? In the game, I never use them. But capability-wise, I think my favorite is Mr. Sinister. Because he brings so much to the table. Ooh, wow. Not even half an hour. Oof. Pretty sure you guys discussed already, but as I am late here, what was the question? Opinions regarding League Champs next month. I don't like. Okay, so I saw who it is, like the Abomination Hulk, but I don't. Although I don't think I ever really looked at like the capabilities and all this kind of stuff on the upcoming champions until they're in game. I don't really pay attention, and then the way it's been going over the last little while, like we get new champions, and then either before we're able to play them or within a couple months of them being live in game, something has changed about them. So I just don't see the point in getting too excited about them before we have our hands on them. And then even then, we get our hands on them and they may change. So, but it makes sense that they'd both be science. Because of all of the new champions, other than Red Guardian, I think he's the only new science one, right? All the others have been other classes. And well, I think out of any of the classes currently, science is probably the most lacking. So it might be pretty decent. Ooh, she got recovered from that quick. Oh, why did I do that? Why? Why, oh why? I see a new standard of human as we put it. What the hell? DNA into the global melting pot. Dominant RNA will dictate. Black hair will dominate blonde hair. Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be kind of the same idea as like Neanderthals to what we are, right? Like over time, the weaker gene sets are gonna die out. The weaker or the less prominent. I honestly wanted a Hulk, but I don't think this will be what I was hoping for. Rather the Professor. I wish they would have just redesigned OG Abomination. The face creeps me. Yeah, but they may end up doing that later on, right? They could come out with a new champion, but also do updates or whatever they call them to the existing ones. So there's still hope. Because they did a change to the original Hulk a while back. I mean, it's a while ago, like before, quite a while before they had the new system of, some are going to be complete overhaul, some will be rework, some will be touch-ups. But they did. I don't remember what. I think it was maybe the. I don't remember what it was they did. They did something. I think Venom may have been one of the first changed champions that was good. Or that I remember. That, like, if you had him previously, like, I don't want him. And then they made the changes to him, and it's like, ooh. I can't wait to get him. And then the Colossus was obviously the one that really made a change in the champion. Hulkbuster is definitely more desirable, but I don't know, like, I don't think it was to the degree of Colossus. Like, Colossus, that was kind of like a 180, right? Like, if you pulled him previously, you were crying, to where, you wanted to have a throw a birthday party almost. Oof. This is not looking pretty. Not at all. 6, 8. That came close. I've seen as well something that Daredevil will be in December change. Know about that? Yeah. I think Daredevil is going to be the next, like the, who's the ones just, like the Magneto kind of thing, where it's a complete change up. Yeah, okay. And Aiden, it's a complete overhaul, no details, but if he has anything like the Magneto buffs, but yeah. Yeah. Hey, Charles! How goes it? Oh, I think with a name like Charles, I need to be saying Mr. Mr. Charles. Yeah. What is shacklackin'? Shacklackin'. I'm interested to see what size humans will be in 50 years' time with our tendency towards cramped conditions, dense population. Well, you know, there was a thing, it might have been last year around this time or a little bit later, where it was, I think it was supposed to be like a study from Australia that was suggesting that people were developing horns, or kids. So like that there was bones protruding from the back of their neck kind of thing. And it was because of like all the time looking down at your screen or whatever, right? And whatever the study was, so then like some news outlets got hold of it and started reporting on it like it was fact, but it was a bunch of bullshit. And I don't know if the author or somebody ended up coming out and saying, no, this was not true, like we were screwing around. And it was kind of like it went to the whole fake news kind of thing, right? Like, you know, if you're going to report on something, you need to verify the information before you start talking about it, right? So, I'm great, thanks, dude. How are you? I'm doing all right. Can't complain. I think today was the second time since March that I've been out. Yeah, I think it was the second time since March that I've been out of the house by myself. So any other time is like been out for shopping or whatever, like in a car, and then today I took transit. And I think it's only the second time since March. I gotta admit though, it was a hell of a lot different than the time prior, because like now people are out and doing their thing and just wearing masks or whatever. But the last time I was on transit, it was kind of spooky, man. Like just nobody on the bus, and then at the bus stops, like people just, you know, standing away from each other, and oof. But I mean, they've only announced one, so I'm guessing it's only one. But honestly, I think they should be doing it like they did the Magneto, right? Like buff both, because that's gonna suck if you're stuck with the bad Daredevil. Oof. This is not gonna be pretty, is it? Come on, man. Ugh. There we go. That takes care of that. Mr. Osmond, how you doing? It's weird to watch films and not see people wearing masks now, yeah. 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 How is the day coming along, Monsieur Osmond? So, doing it now, that means they should be back up around 1 a.m., 12-ish, 12:30-ish my time. Okay, so that's not too bad then. Because, I mean, there's going to be the time during the maintenance where I wouldn't be able to play them anyways. So, and even if I had gotten this nonsense on the go earlier, they wouldn't have been back up before maintenance. So, okay. Because the 5, well, pretty much everything else, the 3 stars I can get done in an hour. The 4 stars, I think I have boosts, so I'll use those. That would take it about an hour. And the 5 stars, that's fine. I don't mind those taking a bit of time. Doing good, how are you doing? Getting ready for Cyber Week? Only 31 days left. The countdown has begun. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I think I'm gonna, depending on how many units I have left after Cyber Weekend. So I think I might do one of two things. I'd said previously, if I don't spend any units on the 10k unit deal and I end up buying Odins, which I think I probably will get some Odins, that I'd probably redo the first path of this just for kicks and stream it. If I don't do that, I think what I might do is take 2 weeks off of Arena. Don't do any Arena. Probably just do the T4B. And I don't think I would need to do the T1. Well, yeah, no, I don't think I'd need to do the T1A. Because the last while I have way too much T1A. But anyways, take 2 weeks off Arena. Get a bunch of YouTube videos done that I've been intending to get done. And, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying now. I highly doubt. Well, if I spend the 10,000 on Cyber Weekend, then that's 10,000 down, right? But if I don't, and I'm gonna spend probably maybe all 3 Odins, I'm not sure. So then that's going to put me at another 10,000 units, right? So I'm going to be basically 20,000 units above and beyond what I would expect to be. I'm not going to be buying calves. The Vision deal probably would have already happened because that's going to happen just before Cyber Weekend. Maybe Act 7, but I mean I would do Act 7 like I did Act 6, like just take my time and whatever. And I don't think it would take much more. Like, even if I had absolutely no stash, I don't think it would take any more than 5,000 units. So, but the thing is, I'm quite cheap, right? So, saying 5,000, that's still with the expectation that I'm going to have a ton left over, right? So, and outside of Cavalier, I don't see anywhere else. I get maybe the side quest, depending on what it looks like the next little while. But if it's anything like this one, if it's really short, I'm not going to spend any items there, right? I would just, if I die or something, I'm just going to back out. So, going to have another 5-star feature. It's funny though. So when I was doing Abyss, did Omega Red, and I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. Then I got to Venom the Duck, and I'm like, oh lord, I need to rethink some of life decisions. Then got the Collector down, and I was like, okay, I'll be doing this again in about a month and a half. And then maybe 3 days later, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get back in. But if I do end up doing that, for the most part, nothing has really changed. Yeah, I don't have any new or... The only change, well, it doesn't matter because I didn't use Symbiote Supreme the first time, but now I have a Symbiote Supreme, a 6-star Symbiote Supreme, so that's the only change. I'm going to have another 5-star feature to open because of War Season. Fingers crossed for literally any of the featured. Nice. Only 31 days to go. We'll get to 21k to... Ooh, that's not bad. Touch wood. Honestly, rather than running Abyss again, better to get some videos of Act 6 after the changes and offer some options for bosses and so... Yeah, that makes sense, Drac, but then I don't have any videos of Act 6 prior to the changes. There's so low amount of videos after the change. So yeah, even if I were to do something like that, I wouldn't have anything to compare it to, right? And if I were going to do something like that, I would rather be comparing as opposed to, you know, like when I did this before, it was like this. I'd rather be able to do like a 30-second clip of the Sinister fight, right? And be, okay, so this is what it was like when I initially did it. 30-second clip of this is what it's like after the change. So if I had a video of Act 6, I probably would do something like that. But because I don't, I wouldn't. I wonder when the next bit of Legends content is going to come out. Variant 6 is scheduled for December. Oh, really? That's actually pretty quick. It's my 4th rounds of Arena, and I'm at 4,300 units. Not bad. Charles, for the Legends content, are you talking about like the Legends title? Like the Legends run that's doable every month? Because I think that system is supposed to change, I think early in the new year, so like January, February. Oh, that would be another thing, actually. More like around, oh, okay, yeah, I don't think that's going to be for a while, Charles. We still need our Winter of Pain as summer is. Dude, what do you mean? We've had our Summer of Pain. Have you not been paying attention? All the crashes, all the bugs. They just didn't tell us that's what it was. We all expected it to be gameplay related. Yeah. I think, I have a feeling that's what the Convention Clash... So there's two things. And I could be totally off on this. But I think the mastery changes that were discussed in February, March, I think that was a bunch of BS. And I think the Summer of Pain was a bunch of BS as well. So the reason why I think the mastery changes are a bunch of BS was Dave had done a video with them where he was interviewing and he asked them about mastery presets, right? Like what people have been asking for a long time. Where you can just click a button and it switches your masteries from a suicide build to a defensive build or whatever. So in March or whenever it was that Dave did the interview, they're like, oh yes, we've got this on the radar, we're planning to blah, blah, blah. Good. Then I think last week, 2 weeks ago, they came out with a survey asking people their opinions on masteries. So if they had this on the radar back in February, March, why wouldn't there have been a survey at that point in time, right? And then 2, for the Summer of Pain, they basically said they weren't going to do the Summer of Pain because whatever it was, July or August, there was just so much content, so they weren't going to do it. Okay, fine. Well, you could have done it for October. I mean, maybe it's going to come for November. Now, if it does come for November, then I'm absolutely wrong because there's no way they would have been able to develop that from July to November. But if they postpone it much further past November, like into December or something, and do call it the Winter of Pain, then it's just that they didn't have it under development when they announced it. Or when they suggested that would be something. We still need our Winter... I just want the Summer of Pain 10 too. They did just do that survey on Ashley, so yeah. Yeah. Now, I mean, it is quite possible that they've had the mastery stuff under development and they are looking at implementing, but before implementing they want the opinions. But I would think if you're going to create something or change something significantly, you want opinions before you start the development. So, having ideas on the table does not mean they also work on them. There was content done in events and bugs fixes. Still need a lot of work. Eventually we'll get them. No, yeah. So I think it was probably something that they had thought of because people had been asking for it for a long time. But I don't like the way it was portrayed in that interview was that it was under development or, coming soon kind of thing, which is not the case. What's your opinion on the Falcon and Gambit bus? I have no opinion. Yeah, like I said, I don't pay attention to that stuff until it's in game, and even then, I don't really pay that much attention to it. I never did, but so I'm kind of lazy, right? Like I don't want to learn something and then relearn it. So I'd rather get used to a champion after they've, whatever, good or bad, whatever changes has happened after we've gotten used to them initially. Humans, solar, no we don't. I made a mistake like 6 years ago, I think, but other than that. No, no, I'm not saying that it was that they're at fault or whatever. All I'm saying is I don't think when they suggested that it was on their radar, I don't think it was at that. Or no, sorry, when they suggested that we were going to have it soon, I don't think. Well, I mean, I guess the definition of soon could be different for different people. But when they said that, I don't think they had a time frame for when it would be out. Like some of that stuff in the dev diary, right? Like the thing where, I'm trying to think. I think it was suggesting that you could team up to take down a boss. It's confusing me. Like that, I don't really think that is. I think that's an idea. I don't think that's been. I don't think they know how to do it yet. How's that? But I think it's I think it's an idea. For Wasp, so I pretty much only put ISO into champions during the level up event, and I only usually want to get to the 4th milestone. So once I hit the 4th milestone, I'll stop. And every time a level up event comes along, I'm always like, oh, should I max out the 6 stars or should I level up the other champions like the 3 stars, 4 stars, or whatever else? Every time. And considering doing arena, I should always ensure that the 6 stars are maxed out first. But it's not the case. So there's a couple of them that are in the same boat actually. Let's see. Yeah, so the other one that should be maxed out is Sunspot. Thing, meh. But yeah, Wasp and Sunspot should definitely be maxed out. And then, Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider, the 4-star should be maxed too. At least to R4. Because, I mean, why do the arena if I'm not going to level them up right away, right? Mastery maps deal so much with game itself, forums, interview messages, social media. They made some mistakes, but 100% what they promised will be delivered, but not in the time they specified. Yeah, the tag team thing is stupid. It will just cause lag and who knows what other issues. Just keep this game simple to play and usable on a range of devices. So the tag team thing, it's a cool idea, and it would make the game more interesting. And so, like I said, I don't really pay that much attention to the pre-information in a sense. But that was something I thought, because it would be substantially different than how we've been playing the game. But seeing the problems that have come up with the help all button, I really think they should abandon the tag team thing, or any substantial changes or overhauls to the game mechanics. Because whether it be incompetence in programming or infrastructure or just whatever it is, if going from something they've been doing for a long time, right? Like the help button, that functionality has been part of the game for a long time. So if changing that or adding to that, now I'm not a programmer, so I have no idea. I could be completely off base. But I don't think that manipulating that is a huge undertaking, right? Considering you already got the basic mechanics for it, it's simply changing the way the amount of information that's being passed along, right? So rather than the 4 requests, it's multiple requests, right? It would also have to take into account that it's not always going to be the same amount. I get that those could be problematic. But again, that's something that the game has been doing for a long time. They've programmed. So trying to manipulate that should not be causing these kind of problems. So just imagine going from that, something that's been there, they're familiar with, to something they have not done before, right? That being said, I wouldn't expect that if they did do the tag team mode, I would not expect that day 1 or week 1 that it works flawlessly. What I would expect is that it launches, there's whatever the issues are, and that they can resolve them. But I don't think that will be the case. I'm assuming that the maintenance today is in regards to, I hope, at least the arena issues, right? Like, even if the crashing still continues after maintenance today, so be it. I mean, I'd rather not, but So after maintenance today, let's just say they come out and say, no, you know what, we're not going to do the help all. We're going to continue on with help 4, help 6, or whatever. We're not going to do help all. I would prefer that as opposed to the issues that have been occurring with the help system. So, and I mean, I spend a fair bit of time in Arena, so a better help system would be nice, but I prefer that it work overall. It is problematic, not as simple as you think. The coding for something like that takes so long time to test and reset the code itself to work entirely everywhere with everything else in the game. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a programmer, so I could be totally off base, but that's just me looking at it like at face value. There's so many issues once they start touching it. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, I don't know. In some circumstances, I don't know if the benefit at the end of the day is worth the pain to make it work properly. The help screen is the real battle of the arena gun. Yeah. I think that's a big contributing factor to why the Cosmic Ghost Rider round 1 was so low. I think it is a traffic volume handling issue in the servers with help all. Now, do you think that's something, like maybe it's something that could be discussed when everything's settled and working, but do you think that is something that they should engage the community with? Like just say, hey, you know, we've implemented this, it's not working as planned, you know, we'll, or do you think we need to know that? Honestly, help should be removed and set to automatically sent point of being an alliance. Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, so even if they try to do that, it's no guarantee that it's going to be flawless, right? I mean, there'll be growing pains like anything else. But no, I do agree. I don't think, like, okay, for example, if my ability to request help is there, other than just a time thing, why would I? Of course I'm going to use it, right? So yeah, having it as an automatic thing. However, having it as automatic, whoa, that's 2 and 50 minutes, wow. Having it as automatic, I guess they could do it time-based, but if they do it time-based, it'd have to be staggered. So, yeah. I think some of the issue, though, too, is that the infrastructure they're using is probably the same infrastructure they started out on. And I think as the game becomes more complex and more robust, they need better infrastructure. Now, from a business perspective, why spend on better infrastructure if you're still able to maintain revenue levels with your old infrastructure, right? But I mean, that also comes down to forward thinking and how long they figure the game will last and so on and so forth, right? Like if they figure the game's around for another 8 years, right? Then absolutely invest whatever, $10 million, I don't know. If they figure the game's around for another year or two, no. So that's why I've said several times, I think come within the first 2 quarters of next year, if MROC doesn't do well, I think we will see substantial changes for MCOC. Because if MROC doesn't do well within the first 2 quarters, all right, Drac, you got to cool off. I'm making you angry. If MROC doesn't do well within the first 2 quarters, I don't think they'll abandon it, but I think they'll realize that, you know, it's not going to be a cash cow. MCOC is making money for them. It has the potential to continue to do so. So that's where they need to spend their time and effort. And hey, maybe MROC gets launched on the 18th of November and it goes gangbusters and then and there forget about MCOC. What does pressing the help button do aside from gaining 1k loyalty a day? It reduces the cooldown time of your chat. Yeah, 6 hours, 5-star can become 5 hours. We're expecting to end this game 18 months ago, and now they need to change to better servers, etc. They will tough it as we have seen a definitive effort to make the stuff we want happen. Yeah. So, a while ago, they had suggested that they had plans for the game up until 2025. when they said that, they absolutely had plans for the game up to a point. I don't think it was as far out as they were suggesting. Because, let's say, for example, when they made that statement, if they were expecting the game to be profitable for 2 more years, they're not going to say that. Because if they said, we think we're going to have the game going or plans for it for the next year or 2, well, people are going to be much more reluctant to spend on it, right? So, of course, they're going to say it's further out. So, yeah, I could see that 18-month thing being pretty accurate. But outside of this, because they had that Transformers, they had Future Fight as well, right? So they've had other properties or other games. I don't think any of them have been as successful as this one. But I mean, they got to be smart too, right? Like they can't count on one game to sustain their entire company for They do need to think ahead, which is what they were trying to do with MROC. I just think it's going to miss the mark. Remember when Blade, Stark, Spidey, and Ghost were the entire meta? Yeah. Simpler times. Yeah. That time depends on your ally mates pushing the button. If only, yeah. Hey, Charles, how did you come across my channel? Were you here in a raid previously, or did you just search on YouTube and found it? How, Charles? How? We want to know. I was here on the Seaton raid and really liked the oh, okay. Oof, you like that content? Good lord, I didn't like that content. Dude, I was playing pretty bad before the raid, and then when I realized, so initially when it was happening, I thought like there was something messed up on the stream, like the YouTube connection or whatever. And then once I realized what was going on, I think I started playing worse. That's good to know. I know that you've got low standards, so I'll keep that in mind. MROC will likely not get many MCOC players, but if it can tap into the League of Legends pie, connect them. That's a good point. And that's the thing too, like when I am talking about MROC, I am looking at it from the perspective of having played MCOC. So yeah, that is a good point for sure. Which, yeah, that could be smart for them, right? Like come out with something that isn't going to appeal to the MCOC community. Right? Because then they keep the MCOC community as is, and then they establish a new community. It's a much better atmosphere, I know. I've been here for about a month and love it here. Smaller streamers that interact with chat are amazing. Okay, so I'll stop talking. Man, Falcon, they have big plans. I'm on the Discord and it will become big. Yeah. Well, to be 100% honest, I hope it does well, because I think if it does well, that suggests at the very least that the company will continue going, and if they're still successful and they've got 2 profitable properties, not bad. Whereas if they only have the one, the likelihood for them to fail or run into difficult times is greater. I mean, I'm not that familiar with game companies in general. The only one that I would really be able to speak about at all would be Blizzard, because it's really only their games that I've played to any extent other than MCOC. But yeah, if they go the route of Blizzard, right, where you come out with like Orcs and Humans, which does all right, then you go to Warcraft, Warcraft 2, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah. So Aiden, I think I've asked you before, but could you see abandoning MCOC for MROC? Like say in 6 months or something, when you've got a decent account in MROC and there's a fair bit of people, blah blah, that kind of stuff. Could you see playing that? Like if you could only play the one, do you think you would choose MROC over MCOC? Yeah, I think that's kind of a catch-22, right? So the appeal of the streamers with a smaller subscriber base, the appeal as a viewer, is that you get to interact, right? But the streamer, obviously they want to grow and have a bigger audience and so on and so forth. But by doing so, they kind of lose the appeal that sets them apart in a sense, right? Because to be honest, I mean, I would really have no desire to be like a Seton, a BG, a Legacy. Now, ability-wise, sure, but I wouldn't want that kind of audience. Because I know there are a few starting out streamers where their goal is to either supplement their income or have it become their primary source of income. I think that's a lot of work, though, for that to happen. I think something like YouTube, though, is a lot of work to be able to sustain yourself anyways. And I don't know. Yeah. So I was going to say, I don't know if you could have another, like an ILAC, Katie Candy, any of those, right? That being said, I think Karate Mike, I think he's pretty high up there in subs, right? And he hasn't been around that long. How goes it, Brian? Mr. Michael? Monsieur Michael, Monsieur Brian? How is the day coming along? Probably been very interested to see where both games go in 6 months, but I wouldn't drop one for the other. Yeah. My ally won war. We are gold 2, 1471 place. Let's hope we stay in gold 2. What's the last spot in gold 2? If it's more than 1500, you're probably good. I remember getting into Karate Mike when he was announced as being added to the CCP. It's like 4 a.m. and my grandpa is still awake playing cards with her friend. Oh, my grandma. Well, why don't you go play cards too? We have to be top 1500? Ooh. 1500. That's close. That's close. I don't know how much it fluctuates for there. Like, the only bracket that I ever paid attention to was Plat 3, Plat 4. And Plat 3, so Plat 3 you wouldn't see a change of that amount. So Plat 3, if that was the case, you would be safe. But like I said, I don't know for Gold 2. Oh wait, you said you won, right? Okay, so if anything, well, you've won, you're where you are. So only alliances that were close to you that won as well would be pushing you out. You should be okay. You should be. I don't gamble. You play MCOC, that's a gamble. Even if you don't buy anything. You're gambling with your sanity. Let me open the window a little bit. It's getting a little bit hot in here. Just a little bit. Boy. Okay. Bye, so have a great day. I'm off to bed. Best of luck. I'll be able to catch the tail end of the stream. Alright, where do you live, Charles? Forloco has increased a lot of YouTube's popularity, I think. Like, he is in Forloco, check him out. Yeah, and I think Omni is kind of the same idea. Because Omni had a ton of YouTubers as well. After War Season ends tomorrow night, opening a Tech Cosmic Dual class and featured. I really hope for someone good. Who in particular, Brian? Or just anybody good? But yeah, if you've already left, Brian, well, thanks for coming by and saying hi. It's always good to see new people. It's always good to see the old faithfuls too. Okay, you don't have to be old, but the faithful viewers as well. Not gonna lie, the last event quest rewards on Heroic is help for my alt. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think we've become used to, and now we expect the side quest stuff. It'll be interesting to see what it's looking like for November. Solar, I'll tell you what I get tomorrow. Alright, Brian, alright. I'm still trying to get Cosmic Ghost Rider as a 3-star. Still use them for Act 5, because why not? Well, yeah. I mean, hey, if you can use a champion at whatever level, and it's not going to cost you a ton of resources in order to use them, then yeah, sure. Go for it. I'm going to do a crystal opening Saturday or Sunday. And there'll be... Well, let's have a look. Because for whatever I have right now, it's not going to change very much. I'll probably do it Sunday, actually. Yeah, I'll do it Sunday. And I'll do the crystal opening first, and then whatever else I'm going to do, I'll do it after. I know it's usually the other way around, but meh. People want to see what people get. No need to hang out for no reason. Oh, speaking of which, give me a second, I'm going to try something. Because the last time I was streaming and tried to record, the stream got like really bad. But I want to check and see, because I changed something, so I want to see if that's going to still be the case. Oh, crap. Should have been checking that earlier. Okay. So, I think I have 13 of the Monster Hunter crap now. Oh, dear. Need to pay attention. Opened my 9th 6-star yesterday. Got things. So far I only have 2 duds, being Green Goblin and Black Bolt. That's not bad. I'm trying to get... And things a pretty decent 6-star, especially if you... I mean, he's a pretty decent 6-star in general, but if you've only got 9, he's not a bad one to add to the team at all. Yeah, so 13 of the Monster and Hunters. 2 features. At least, so we might not do a 6-star on Sunday. Well, we may. Oh dear. So 4,000 away, 1,700 from the side quest. So that would be 17, almost 18. So I'd still need about 2,000. How many do we get from uncollected? Yeah, it's going to be close. And then I'd have 2 of the Max Sig. So maybe 2 6-stars on Sunday. When you do it... Oh, Sunday. Sunday. I have a quick video I need to make of the last ones I opened. 2 6-stars. I don't remember what the other stuff was. But I need to make a video of that. And then Sunday I will do the Hunter Monster ones. The 2 features. I think that's it. If I have 2 6-stars, I'll do 2 6-stars, but I'm not going to open just 1 6-star. So yeah. Yeah, so I think Saturday will be whatever side event stuff, side quest stuff, and then Sunday will be the crystal opening. That will be the plan. And is it this coming Wednesday, a week tomorrow, a week from, so 8 days from now, that we get the new event quest? That's right? Yeah, because I think the timer on the thing just... Oh, crap. Oh, son of a gun. That's what I get for not paying attention. Damn it! Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I have more energy refills than I do revives, so I went too far in there though. Let's do instant. I just did 2 paths in the abyss yet, and they basically took some. 2 paths in the abyss, did you? Very good. Very good. That's that makes for a long day. Just checking to see who else is going strong currently. This will get me the champs. I want them crying. Well, crying ain't gonna help you. 99 minutes. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, right. Oh, 7 days, yes. So I was right. So next, not tomorrow, but next Wednesday, we get the new event quest. Good. Very good. Yeah, I don't know why I stand so close to, like, so Ant-Man and Venom Pool, when they do that, they do the kick in the air thing. Like, I don't know why I don't just back out, because quite often, Ant-Man actually isn't so bad, but with Venom Pool, quite often I end up getting hit. So I should just dex twice and it'd be fine, but I don't. Ghost, Warlock, or Gilly 29. I don't think Warlock or Gilly 29 need to be awakened. Ghost, you can play her without. She's much better awakened though. So I think Warlock and Gilly 2099, if you get them, you could hold on to the gem. I just need either one of them. Yeah. Now we get 3 of them on one Nexus. I'm gonna have trouble, dude. That's what happened to me. So I wanted Warlock was my first, the one I wanted the most. Then Gilly 2099 or Ghost. So if I'd gotten Warlock, it would have been no question, simple. But instead, I got Ghost and Gilly 2099. So it took me a bit of time to figure out who I wanted. And just to save you the time, I went Gilly 2099. I didn't have her as a 5-star. Still don't. And I wanted to try somebody new. Yeah, I think I would still do the same thing actually. So, but after having her and playing her, I don't see using her much. Ghost. Yeah. Well, so actually, it's kind of funny because I do want to try Ghost unawakened. Just to see. I mean, the only real difference is just going to be at the start of the fight, dashing back, like because of suicides to drop them. So, and then the power gain is obviously going to be different, but. Take me 10 minutes. Yeah. Well, see, that was the thing that was kind of funny, right? I was not at all thinking that I would have had Ghost and Gilly. I thought it would have been like Warlock in one of them, or just one of them. So I never considered what I would do if I saw Ghost and Gilly 2099. Actually, the same thing happened when I did the Act 6 exploration. I was only thinking of what happens if I pull Aegon. Well, actually, no, I didn't have to think what would happen. I knew what I would do. But I wasn't thinking at all, well, what if I pull Nick? Like, would I take him over a new champion? So Nick, I already had as a 5-star unduped, so from the Nexus, it would be a matter of duping the Nick, right? So I never considered that. So when I pulled him, there was Nick, Venompool, and Mr. Fantastic. So I was like, okay, well, I've got the 5-star Nick maxed, so any resources I get for skill are going to go into Aegon. So even if I dupe Nick, the 6-star, nothing's going to change for him for a long time. Whereas the 5-star maxed is going to be better than a rank 1 6-star. So, okay, so I went with the new champion. I went with Venompool. No, not Venompool. I went with Mr. Fantastic. So I went with Mr. Fantastic because it was somebody new, good synergies, and then, somebody to try out. But it's actually the same thing as with the Gilly 2099. I don't use them. I've used him for synergies a couple times, but to actually use him to play himself, not really. I just watched Seaton's video on Cosmic Arena on Act 5. Yeah, so I'm taking a 3-star on Act 5. Alright, well, good luck with that. Yeah. Yeah. Be interesting to see how the arenas turn out for the second round of the Cosmic Ghost Rider, too. I think my predictions are still overboard, but if anybody were going to pay attention to them, they're better to go overboard than fall short. So. But I think the 72 million, I think it's going to be closer. I think it will go, because it was 60. I think you're looking at 68 to, 72-ish. Yeah, I guess you can't really do the medium and then into a heavy if they've got any amount of limber, really. Oh, just a small little boost. Yeah, a little bit slow on that one. And there we go. There we go. Well, we're almost done the 6 stars, and then we'll get the 5 stars going. Get the 4-star feature to about 2 million, 2.5 million. And we should be all set for this evening. Alexander, how goes it? Hey, hope you're well, Solar. Do you think CGR is really going to go for 72 million this time? I personally think more. Ooh. Well, so the first round I predicted 88. He went for 60 something, so I was 22 off. No, so So it's funny you asked. I just said I think he's going to go between 68 and 72. I think he is going to go higher than the first round for sure, but not crazy. So there's two things happening though, right? That's affecting it. One is that the bracket has changed, right? It's the 300 rather than the 150. So that's a big difference. But then also the game is buggy, right? One with the crashes and two with the health system. So I think with all of those things coming together, I think that's why he went so low. And I think that's why he's going to stay relatively low. I think if you took any of that out, so if this was like a month and a half ago, I think we would have been seeing mid 80s. And then probably round 2, probably pretty close. Yeah, I don't see him going high 70s, maybe mid 70s. But yeah, I think high 60s to low 70s. I think more people will grind for him though this time. Maybe, but it also depends. I don't know if there's been many videos of him out yet, right? Because if people are showcasing him, like Michael just said in regards to Seaton in Act 5, that could entice people to get him, or to want to get him, right? Dual Greek mouse, I'm really good. How goes it, Mr. Iron? So I did a cav the other night. So I'm cheap, so I don't normally open cabs. So I opened one cav, and the very first character in the reel was 6-star Cosmic Ghost Rider. I was like, ooh. Yeah, that's not who it landed on at the end, though. So there was no need to get excited. No, I don't do duels or like looking at profiles on stream. Duels in general I don't really do. Sometimes I probably should to practice a fight before going into it, but normally no. Out of the last like 8 cabs, only 3 stars for me. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know though, but it does feel nice when you get, even if it's not the feature champion, but it's something decent out of the cabs. It's you feel like you're king of the world. Don't worry, just like Professor X, once he gets older, the champ, he gets more common, he'll get the chance. Yeah. Look at Starkey and Blade. Now there's people who still don't have them. I still don't have Dr. Voodoo. And that was somebody I really wanted initially. I grinded him in the 4-star actually. Both him and Ghost Rider. I grinded in the 4-star arenas when they came out. And Ghost Rider, I think I got as a 5-star very shortly after the arena. But yeah, Dr. Voodoo, I don't even think I've ever come close to pulling him. I think I had Starkey as a 5-star before Blade, actually. I'm not sure, though. But Starkey and Blade were my go-tos for a long time. For a long, long time. I had Blade before Starkey. Yeah. Yeah, because they were out around the same time, right? Like, they were out, I think Blade came out, like, in October whatever year, and Starkey was just before that? To be honest, I wasn't even aiming for Blade that time. Yeah, nor was I. I don't even remember what was it? Huh. I think it was like... wasn't featured. It's actually one of the first videos I have on the channel of the when I got Blade. But I don't remember what crystal it was or who I was trying to. It definitely wasn't Blade that I was going for because I didn't know anything about him at the time. And the only thing I remember was, like, as usual, people tested the champion out against Winter Soldier. So obviously Blade wasn't going to do good for that fight, right? And it made it, because of his L2, it made it look like Blade needed so many hits to take down Winter Soldier. And it wasn't taking into account the Ghost Rider synergy, which wouldn't be something to take it into account for Winter Soldier anyways. But yeah, so I just remember seeing a video of him fighting against Winter Soldier and be like, oh, well, he's not that good. So when I pulled him initially, I was like, oh, that sucks. And then, so then I ended up with Ghost Rider, and then I realized that Blade would be good for at least Red Hulk in Labyrinth of Legends. So I think I did a path with Blade unawakened, and I wasn't intending to awaken him, and I only had a 5-star generic. And I don't remember why, but I ended up using the 5-star generic on Blade. Oh, yeah, that's why. Because I was going to continue to do Labyrinth of Legends, and I figured, any chip damage, any block and blah, blah, I'll be able to heal back. So that's why I figured it was useful. I joined the game again when Ghost came out. I was so different than when I left. Ghost Rider. What? It's already 5 and she's still awake. My grandma, well, maybe she's winning. Maybe if you're winning some money, it's a good reason to stay up. So after I moved here, oh crap! I hate using 2 of the same class. So after I moved here, I went and spent some time with my grandmother in Eastern Canada, and I think I picked up her habits. So basically, wake up, eat, go out for a walk maybe, go have a nap, wake up, eat, watch some TV, chit chat, maybe have a small dinner, and go to sleep. And yeah. So that's kind of been my life for the last little while. Ooh, this was a bad idea. Okay, no, it wasn't. It was a good idea. I'm a genius. Ooh, I just realized that glare is not so good, eh? Let's see if this changes that at all. No, not really. Not really. $28. Well, hey, maybe that could be more money for you for Cyber Weekend, right? Okay, let's see what is being listened to. So what you're saying is your grandmother's a hustler. Cool. Should go hang out in Vegas for a while. Okay, so we're done there. Okay, I will be right back.
open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights.
Well, considering the amount I've asked you about New Zealand, I don't consider that rude, and I wouldn't consider it rude anyways. But in general, yeah, if you want to know anything, I don't think there's anything I wouldn't answer. But I was born in the Bahamas. It's the Caribbean, just a little bit south of the U.S. I was born in the Bahamas. We lived in the Turks and Caicos until I was 4, and the Turks and Caicos is around the Bahamas. And then when I was 4, we moved to northern Canada. We were in a town called Repulse Bay until I was 7. And then we moved from Repulse Bay to Rankin Inlet when I was 7. And then other than that, that was pretty much the only place I lived. I moved to Calgary for university. And then after that, I went back up north. And then, 15, 16 years after that, I'm back in Calgary. There you go. Now you know my life story. It's funny. I met a... Interesting. Huh. So I met a girl in Italy when I was living there, and I decided I was going to go visit her in the States. And I remember when we were discussing it, and she's like, "Yeah, you could come, but my mom wants to know who you are or whatever." So I wrote her this response, and I'm like, well, it was like about a page and a half. So I was born here. I went there. Yeah, basically my whole life story. I'm like, there you go. Now you know who I am. Oh my lord, that was so bad. Courtesy now. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but I mean, just like if you're not like specifically trying to be rude, right? But yeah, no, I'm fine with pretty much any question. I mean, I have no oh yeah, okay, yeah. No, I do need to do this to use up some energy. I was actually born in the U.S. but lived in the Philippines. Okay, so you are a member of the Commonwealth. Do you get reciprocity with the rest of the Commonwealth? And are you a Canadian citizen passport holder? Yeah, so as soon as I was born, my mom... Actually, my birth certificate is Canadian. Yeah. So I have a Canadian birth certificate. I was born in the Bahamas, but I was basically a citizen at birth. So I have Canadian citizenship, British citizenship. The British I got in my early 20s. And I got that because of my dad. And then where my parents are, it's not like citizen. It's citizenship, but they call it belonger status. So before I moved here, I had thought of moving down to where they are, and in order to work, I would. Well, it could have been two things. I could have been considered an expat, like from another country, and gone there to work as a foreigner, or I could have been a belonger, meaning I'd have more rights in a sense, and it would have just made things easier. So anyway, so then I got my belonger status there. So yeah, I guess in a sense that would be three citizenships. But to come and go there as a British passport holder, you can come and go, and then as a Canadian, I think I think you can come and go as you please, but to work or so on and so forth, or to own property as a Canadian would be a bit different. Oh, come on! Wow. Huh. And it's not even like, it's not even that I'm, that's weird. It's not even like I'm not paying attention or something. Like, I'm concentrating on the fight. And it's not the game. I am just playing bad, but that's really bad. Having an Asian mom and grandma is such a hassle. Why is that a hassle dealing with them, or a hassle because of other people? I wonder if it's was talking and playing. No, that's not it. Maybe. I've done this before, talking though. Maybe that was it. Okay. So just if you're unfamiliar with Aegon, when you use an L3, you stun them for a long period of time, but it's longer as long as you're over 50 combo. If you do it under 50 combo, it won't be as long of a stun. So that's why I was waiting until I had more than 50 hits. They do the exact same opposite by highing you, but instead downs you till you do. So I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Michael. So my dad was Australian, but I'm New Zealand born. I can claim Aussie citizenship by descent, but it has to be your father, not your mother. Yeah, I find that weird. No New Zealander needs a visa to work in Australia. Plus, if I required hospital care, it was all free in Australia. We also get their health care benefits too, like their Medicare. Okay. So, I don't think, I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do this with Aegon. I don't think I can vote in the UK just because I don't have an address. But so long if I had an address there, then yeah, I'd be able to vote. The Bahamas, no. The Turks and Caicos, I think, yeah, because in the Turks and Caicos I'd be able to use my parents' address if I wanted to vote. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know why, but maybe I was having a rough time with Red Hulk just because I was talking. Huh. But I mean, by when them insulting me, not intentionally, it's just to encourage. Ah, okay, okay. So it's more of a cultural thing, you mean? All right, man, Falcon. Holy crap, I was just taking a look at KT's stream. I didn't realize he's already up to 30,000 subscribers. Wow. Good for him. And honestly, it does the opposite of what they're trying to. Yeah. Un momento, un momento. Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll get back to the arenas. Meeting arena battles done. Event quest, we got 8 hours. Good. Ooh. No, I do need to keep that in mind because of the downtime. So onward and upward. Oh, so that's three in about 2 hours. So Michael, have you lived anywhere else, or have you always lived in the Philippines? Oh, okay, yeah, your life in the Philippines. Okay. Would you want to live anywhere else? Ooh, I hate it when that happens. When you go to hit them, and just as you're doing that, they're throwing their special. Okay. So the goal is to get to at least 2 million with the 5 stars here. Ideally 2.5. Just meaning that after the maintenance, I'll only have 1.5 to go, and then tomorrow would just be the 4 and the 3 stars. Ginger, how goes it? Wonder what new bugs they will introduce with this maintenance. Yep, that's what I was saying yesterday. The last maintenance was the introduction of the issues with the help system. Yeah. Wait, and the ones that came about in the help system, that was kind of like their emergency maintenance, right? Because they had their scheduled maintenance on the Tuesday, and then the Wednesday they had the next maintenance, right? So basically it was an emergency to produce problems. Whew, that bleed was doing not too bad at all. There we go. Yeah, they made the game good for a day before realizing their mistake. Yeah. Well, I guess it was good for the people that went for Cosmic Ghost Rider, though. It made that grind a lot, well, probably more frustrating, but the need to go, although you would have known that the need wasn't there until after the fact. Yeah. I regret not finishing my grind for the 4-star, but I lost the motivation after getting screwed out my streak at 59. That sucks. Yeah, and I think he ended up going for 9? 10. High 9, low 10. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that can be frustrating though. If you got the streak going and then you lose it, not so much fun. It's almost nap time. I gave up at 5 mil on the second day. Whoa. So close yet so far. Yeah, so I mean, to be fair, you would have had to do another 5 million, right? So if that was seeming not worth it at that point, having to do another 5 million definitely would not have been appeasing or appealing or anything good. I play better without my glasses on. Yeah. So ever since the mask thing here has become mandatory, like anytime you're in public, you have to wear a mask. I haven't worn my glasses outside at all. So the one time I wore glasses with the mask, like it was very irritating, like with them fogging up and stuff. And for the most part, I don't need glasses. They're for distance, but more like if I'm watching TV or something like that, like I can see signs and whatever. Yeah, so I just haven't been using them. Although it's weird actually. Like today is okay, but there's been other days where I'm streaming and not like I got to squint to read chat. Today's been okay though. Oh yeah. Oh Lord. Oh boy. Oh boy. I wore my glasses today for the first time in weeks and still managed to walk into a pole. The worst is when you have your glasses on and then you start looking for your glasses. Hasn't happened to me in a long time, but that used to happen to me relatively often. Especially if I was wearing contacts. Well, there was a couple times, maybe once or twice, where I had my contacts on and I put my glasses on, and it took me a little bit to realize why my vision seemed messed up. And be like, oh yeah, I got my glasses and my contacts. Well, that was quick. No, that was Quake. Alright, we're almost at 2 million. Very good, very good. Almost there. That was close. Oh, I didn't realize the rating difference. Holy shit. That was a pretty big difference there. Okay, so one more match will get us to 2 million. Halfway. Cool. Coolio, coolio. It's always that second part that's the issue there. If you go to Dex Venom's L2 with a large champion, though, it works better. All right, well, that is that for the stream today. Let's go on over to Monsieur KT1 and say hello. There's the hashtag as per usual, and there's the URL. But yeah, thanks for coming, hanging out, and keeping me company. And not too sure if I'll be back this evening. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Take care.